Well, hello, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between. I am Diana Clarion, the Lavender Lady, and this is Coffee with Lavender. How the heck are you? Pull up a cup of coffee, have a seat. Let's have a good morning, or afternoon, or evening, or wherever the heck you happen to be. And yes, Sylvia says hi as well. Yes, absolutely. Oh my, we're trying out something a little different this time around, trying to do some experimenting since Google kind of stuffed everything up as with the Hangouts discontinuing and fooling around with that sort of thing, and I'm trying a different production method here because if you'll see on the screen, I have this annoying "you are the only one here" invite people sticking around on the top of the screen above my head, and that is coming from my using the video call from the private Google Hangouts. I probably could have Sylvia join to get rid of that thing up on top, but she's not very good with running the computers yet. I have to figure out how to teach her to do that. So, in the meantime, what I'm thinking of doing is moving over to Google Meet, which will not let me use YouTube with it at the moment. They want they want me to run the G Suite for 30 days and pay $30 of monthly fees into them before they'll let me run the two of them together, which basically means that I'm waiting 6 months before I can do anything like that. So I've got the laptop over here, and I'm running this off two computers at the moment to see if I can do this, and if I can, if it works fairly well, the next thing I'll do is I'll try Google Meet on one machine and run it from YouTube on the other machine, and hopefully I can skirt the issue at that point. And I see everybody saying hi over in the side there. Yay, Morton and Shadow Kitty Harris saying hello to Sylvia. Sylvia, say hi. You're not gonna say hi. No, you're gonna sit on my keyboard, aren't you? Get over here. Say hi, Sylvia. Oh, damn cat. Oh my. There is a little bit of news. And I will not do anything the way Strike does on the screens, and I'm certainly not going to put myself in a French maid's uniform to broadcast the housekeeping, because I don't look as good at it. Don't look as good in it as he does in that cartoon. Let me tell you. But the good news is that there has been enough response on the Doc Fearsome GoFundMe that he was actually able to put a down payment on a vehicle, and he is in said vehicle as we speak. And that's a wonderful thing. It's not the one that he was originally trying to get, unfortunately. That one didn't work out. But he's keeping things open as far as the GoFundMe goes. Here we have Doc's wonderful little vehicle now. It's a 2005 Chrysler Town and Country, if memory serves. And he got it for $800 down, $200 per month, which is a little tight as far as Doc's finances are concerned. Okay, we got a problem here. But we'll do the best we can, because Sylvia just stepped all over OBS, so I'm going to have to figure out how to do something with that later. Let's get back to the main screen if we can. Okay, we cannot get back to the main screen. That's a problem. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Okay, we've got a problem. Sylvia caused a problem here. Alrighty. What we may have to do, let's see here. Yeah, she really messed the thing up over here. So I'm going to do the best I can with this. Okay, that's one problem we have now, and it's going to be okay. What I may have to do is give you guys another link because I cannot come off this screen. So what I may have to do, yeah, we've got a pretty good audience there, Faye, and unfortunately my stuff is stuffed up over here, and I may have to go out and come back in. Now what that will do, it will close out the well, maybe not. Maybe it won't close out the current. Maybe it won't close out the current screen. What I am going to do is I am going to go out and come back in, and hopefully it'll work. Okay, I have a way that I can do this. So give me a minute. I am going to come out of this. I'm going to come out of this machine here, this first machine, and try to reset everything. But while the thing will still be open here on the second machine. So I'm going to talk to you via the side chat while this goes on, all right? All right. So do reboot. Okay, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between, am I back? Let's see what's happening. Oh my, oh my, oh my. This is being a mess. That's what it is. Okay, perhaps we're getting there. Okay, am I back? Let's find out. Okay, we're going to look at this. All right. We are back. How do you like that? Thank you very much, Sylvia. You're not getting any chicky today. Let me take care of that. There we are. Okay, that's much better. Yeah, Sylvia stepped on my keyboard and stuffed up the OBS screen, and it was all over everything, and I couldn't do a darn thing. So, much apologies for that. That didn't work out too well, but at least, here's the thing, at least it went pear-shaped while I was here by myself. I would certainly have been all a mess had it happened with with a guest here. So this is one of the reasons, person who immediately asked me why I'm going solo, why I'm going solo today, because this is a new setup and we're really working this out and really trying to make it work. It's hopefully piece by piece we're hopefully going to get it better, and we're going to go from there. So where was I? Oh yes, we were saying about Doc, and yeah, he has the new wheels. How do you like that? Right over there. And yeah, it's a little tight on his budget, so he's keeping the GoFundMe open. And if anybody has the inclination and the pesos, it would be really great if you could drop him a few and give him a little hand with that. And over the next, I believe it's a 16-month contract. So he'll have that done, and hopefully everything will be fine. Let's see, by 2021, I guess, if my arithmetic works out. Okay, so that's one of the things going on today. Another thing that was going on with the title of today's show, I did want to do something that was worthwhile, that had everybody, that gave a good reason for tuning into the show. Let's put it that way. And what happened a couple days ago, I was looking through Twitter, and there was a series of tweets from everyone's favorite armchair apologist, going on one of her usual things. Let's just put it that way. And one of the things she had said, if you guys can read this, concerning her God, she says, he does communicate audibly. I can attest to that personally. And I'd rather be struck by lightning than deny that I had that experience, because I had that experience. And my reply to that was, yes, you had the experience. I do not deny that. The fact that you had the experience, however, does not guarantee that the experience occurred outside your own head. SJ answered with a rather cryptic tweet. Was, LL, I unblocked you about a week after I blocked you once, because I believe you're a good person. I still do. I wish you the very best in life. Take care. I'm not blocked yet, so I don't know what's happening with there. But here's the thing. When I replied with, was that experience really in the real world? Was it outside your own head? Basically, what I'm after here is our senses are generally reliable. However, they can, from time to time, fool us. There are these things called, for example, optical going on, which, okay, I may get myself in a little bit of trouble by saying this, but I'll go ahead and you can think of me whatever you will. As far as SJ hearing the voice of God, once or twice, let's think, maybe about a half dozen times total within my lifetime, I've experienced a very interesting phenomenon. I'll be sitting, just doing things, maybe a little something going in my head, that internal dialogue that all of us have. Um, Maybe it's my own voice ruminating on something, or it's a song that I particularly like and I'm running it through my head. And for a very, very brief moment, say about half a second or something like that, it suddenly sounds to me like it's coming from outside my head. And the first time this happened to me, I'm, whoa, what was that? That's interesting. No, I'm not calling it the voice of God or anything. I have no reason to. But it was a very, very interesting experience to have this internal dialogue in the head that I know is an internal dialogue suddenly sound like it's coming from somewhere else in the room. And that got me wondering and got me looking things up, and I never really found any answers that were satisfactory to me, probably because I'm not using the correct keywords to do some searching um, about how that might work, how it might relate. For example, and SJ, if you're listening, I'm not accusing you of any mental state, okay? So don't worry about this. But how it might work with the auditory hallucinations in schizophrenia or something like that. Because, I mean, that was really weird. And as I say, it's happened a few times since. Random. I really don't know what triggered it or anything like that. It hasn't happened for quite a while now. And, gee, I almost miss it because that was totally amazing. I mean, once, if I remember correctly, once I heard my own name called from outside my head. And so, whoa, okay, what's happening here? So now, can it be that people who hear the voice of God are actually experiencing something like this? They may be perfectly fine, 364.9 days of the year, but just on some random chance, that sort of thing occurs to them. And they hear the voice from outside their head and attribute it to their God, which is, I think, the last thing they should do. But I guess some will. Is that something that could be happening? Would it be worth investigating how the auditory system works? Find out maybe how that sort of thing happens, just for the heck of it. Okay, I'm looking up here. Oh, darn it, I didn't do the optical illusion correctly. Oh, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I must have had the OBS set wrong. Let me see. I'm going to ask you guys, were you able to hear when I had Doc's car up? Let me just look at something. Okay, it's my fault. I know what I did. I did not add the audio. Yeah, I'm saying the optical illusion, just the way our eyes work, just the way we detect motion. That particular optical illusion looks like it's moving when it really isn't. And, we know the mechanism. So, are there things like that happening with auditory hallucinations, if you want to call them that? The sort of thing that I've experienced once or twice. Um, and, no one has diagnosed me as loopy in that particular way. I mean, I'm loopy enough the way it is. Okay, don't worry about that. Um, but I've not been diagnosed as a psychotic. I have no reason to believe I am. So I wouldn't call that a psychotic hallucination. So is there something that could happen to just regular people off the street like that? Um, okay, we have, I'm going to look at the side chat here from Dave, Critical Cripple. There are two very important things about this. Jen tells me I'm hearing voices. Actually, I was. I mean, if you really want to, categorize it, yeah. The thing is, I know what was happening, and it was certainly not affecting me in any untoward way. But Dave says it is a relatively recent thing that we locate the voice in our head. It's not a real thing. We only think it's there because we are told it's there. Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you there. But there is some sort of some sort of internal dialogue that that goes on. We all have it, or at least most of us do, I think. There may be a few people that don't, and I don't know if that points to a pathology or not. Okay, hang on here. Jen says you can get them with BPD. I'm assuming that when you speak of BPD, you're speaking of bipolar disorder. I did not know that. That is something I'd have to look into because it's significant as far as my question goes. And then, wait a minute. Where did everything go? Here we go. I ran things. I had this scrolled down for a moment so I could see what was going on. Yeah, BPD is quite common, if it's what I think it is. Okay, do you know about the problem with voice sync? Your ears work faster than your vision. Does that have anything to do with the way watching a person's lips form a letter can make you hear that letter even though the person is not saying it? You have there's a video out where someone is filmed saying ba 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 and pop and pa 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 or something like that. I forget exactly which letters are involved, but when the video of one letter is played with the audio of the other letter, you still hear the letter you're seeing formed. Is that what's going on, or is that something else? Wait a minute now. Okay, we're throwing some letters around here, and I'm not sure what's happening here. Orla had said, "Oh darn it! It went over the top of the screen. It's not a good thing." There we go. Maybe not as common as thought. People get misdiagnosed with BPD when it's ASD or something else, especially women. I'm not sure what ASD is, so if somebody could give me a little clue as to what's going on there. Okay, and KC Atheist says have to sort some laundry. So does that do anything to the auditory system? I don't know. Oh my word. I think everyone gets it to some degree. Dave, are you speaking of the occasional thing that I've experienced with the? It sounds like a voice coming from outside the head. That would be very interesting because that would give an investigator a pretty fair sample size. Of course, the darn thing is, even with that sample size, you're talking about something that's an intermittent, and gods in circuitry, in programming, the intermittent is the hardest bug to fix. Um, what do we have? Ever since can lie to me? Absolutely, yes. Okay, so Lena, you're another person who's heard the voices. Okay, that's interesting. Um, may have to talk to you about that sometime to see if there's anything that you can determine as to what triggers there are, because that might shed some light on things. Okay, so it wasn't a pheasant? Good, good. I like that. That's a good thing. Oh, borderline personality disorder. Okay, okay, okay. Got you now. Um, ooh, that's interesting because I knew someone who I very, very strongly suspected had borderline personality disorder, who spoke of hearing the voices, multiple voices. Um, so, okay, there you go. Something interesting about that. If that sounds unreasonable, go puddle some LSD and get back to me. Okay, it's interesting that you say that, IQ. Um, a classmate of mine, when I was at uni second time around, was also a bit older than most. Not as old as I, but enough older that he had other life experiences. And some of those included LSD. And I remember talking to him one day. He said he was tripping and lost the ability to distinguish the internal dialogue from sounds coming outside his head, and got into a couple of embarrassing situations that way. So that's, again, something to look at, and I'd love to be able to look at that stuff, but of course I don't have a PhD. I don't have a lab, and this is unfortunate. Yeah, Jen. Okay, Jen says her daughter has BPD. My ex, I strongly suspect, had BPD. Um, and she's the one with the multiple voices going on, and happened to mention that to a therapist once, and the therapist wanted to put her on all sorts of antipsychotics, and she was going up and down with, "I never should have said anything. I never should have said anything." That was a very illuminating thing to me. Hiding symptomatology, but that's another story. Okay, Faye. I can only imagine inner voices when I'm reading or when I'm daydreaming about something. Hey, Stags, hi. How are ya? Yay! But back to Faye. Yeah, now there's something I did turn up when I was looking at things. When I was trying to do some searching, if I remember correctly, because I was trying to look for the paper, and I was having a hard time finding it again. I should have saved the damn thing. Um, where there are situations in which the inner dialogue is turned off. I think, for example, when a person speaks, such as I am speaking right now, the internal dialogue is turned off, such that I think it doesn't confuse the issue or something like that. And please don't infer intent in any of that, because physiology certainly does not display intent. Evolution certainly does not display intent. That's something else again. But this is, yeah, Orla, let me tell you, Orla says antipsychotics can really fuck with you. Unfortunately, the only antidepressant that really does anything for me gives me nightmares. It at least potentiates nightmares, and on a daily basis or a nightly basis or whatever you want to say, I'd be waking up screaming, which is not altogether fun. So back when I was seeing a psychiatrist, before I got hit with that $500 bill, and I couldn't afford to see a psychiatrist anymore, he had put me on a very, very low dose of risperidol, which is a rather commonly used antipsychotic in larger doses than he had prescribed for me. But even at the dose he had prescribed for me, it induced confusion. And some of you may remember seeing those episodes of confusion that I dealt with, because it did happen during some of my live streams. And people, guests on my live stream, are looking at me and say, "What the hell is going on here? There's something not right." And I had enough going on to know that there was something not right. And the most recent change in anything that I could identify was the risperidol. Risperidol or risperidone, I forget which. The one difference between them is an oxidation state of one carbon atom. But I cut that out by myself and solved the confusion problem. But then there was the nightmare problem. So unfortunately, I had to quit the antidepressant as well. And yeah, that's an interesting ride. I suppose we can go into that someday. What have we got going over here? Hang on. Excuse me. On the side here, we have from Faye, BPD is more a catch-all for overlap and not about particular symptoms. It is basically a term that lets a therapist and doctor to know what medicating will be difficult. Okay. Not sure I understand that one. I may be a little confused. Oh no, okay. Elena's got a migraine the size of Texas. I'd offer to kiss it and make it feel better, but you'd probably slug me. And besides, I'd feel like I was cheating. Even though. Oh, damn it. Okay then. But yeah, that's really got me wondering what's going on. One of these days, perhaps, I would like to go into more detail on this. I'm going to admit that this show is rather cobbled together. And the main problem with that is that is getting things going here in the Lavender studio. Getting things working the way I'd like them to work. Well, as you noticed earlier, I finally had a problem where Sylvia caused a problem. So I'm going to have to get over that one too. Um, so this is going to be working for a while. It was fine until Google stuffed me, and well, they didn't stuff me; they stuffed everybody. Um, but we'll get there. We'll make things work, and yeah. Oh, Lena, you'd never slug me. Oh, darn it! I was hoping. What I will do, um, what I will do today is, yeah, as the time comes to close the show, I'll throw it open and have an excuse me, have an after show, because hey, you guys like the after shows. I like the after shows. Okay. I sometimes wonder why I'm doing it when they run 6 hours. Oh man, Strike mentioned to me one day when he saw that I had a 5 hour after show. He said, "What are you doing? You're trying to compete with movie night. You know, movie night's been short, comparatively speaking. Uh, Last night we only ran, I think, 3.5 hours or something like that, which is nothing like our 8 hour shows, that sort of thing. And I remember somebody from the deep, dark, distant past who used to run after shows that would run 8 hours, and then he cabled three of them together, and we ran 24 hours, and God, he was a mess after that, and most of us were. What have we got here? Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Now, this is interesting. Great Dane says 20 watching, only 6 thumbs up. Did everyone who wants to remember to thumbs up? I don't know. Well, maybe the show's not that great, you know. No, I have no pretensions about today's show. Like I say, it's kind of cobbled together. Um, there's a lot of experimenting going on here. Trying to figure out how I can make things look and sound and run decently. I'd like to get rid of that little thing over my head there, the invite people up there. See that one? That's the way this particular video call works. Somebody comes in here with me, that'll go away. But if I happen to be running for a while by myself, there's that annoying thing. So I need another base from which to stream, and we'll give a try with Google Meet and 2 machines and see what we can do. Okay, Angie, you tried to get into movie night. Yeah, there's too much blah blah for too long. Yeah, it does tend that way. I think I'm going to be realistic about this, and I'm going to say that in some ways movie night is a lot like karaoke, where you're up there to entertain yourself more than the other people in the bar. With the exception of a very few people, who are really, really decent singers and can do an entertaining thing. Everybody else is pretty much smashed out of their minds, sounding like Peter and Lois. One of the episodes of Family Guy where they were doing a class reunion thing, and they were doing some folk singing on acid, and you heard what they thought they were doing, and then you heard what the audience heard them doing, and they were not at all the same. Yeah, Angie, being on the panel is a hell of a lot of fun. It really is, and possibly Possibly way more fun than being in the side chat. Because you're battering back and forth with the other kids there, and there's a lot of how do you want to put it, playful insults going back and forth, and banter, and yeah, it's very likely a lot more fun to be there. I mean, some people like to be in the side chat because they like to hear that sort of thing and don't feel themselves qualified to actually do it. And it's, well, I'll tell those people that it's not as hard as I think it is. Oh my, what do we have here? Mel, hi! Didn't see you coming in. Oh my, okay, writing your show. God. I never got that down. I never got the hang of writing a show, and that's unfortunate. Maybe I should have paid more attention in creative writing class or whatever writing class in high school than I did. But I did not, and I suffer for it. Oh, Angie. I appreciate that, but I don't know. Uh, that's the one interesting thing I've noticed, and maybe I'm opening my mouth too much here when I say this, but yesterday a couple of people said that Diana is my favorite person and all this. And I'm wondering, I really am, where it is that these people get this idea. Um, how it is that I'm, this person's favorite person or that person's favorite person, multiple persons' favorite person. Um, I'm not all that great, really. I'm not. But oh well. Oh no, making a new character. Icky. Yeah, getting into new territory every time. It's not the easiest thing in the world. Now there's an idea. You might want to see how your calendar works, Mel. See if I can't get in contact with you, and perhaps we can do a show. Okay, Doc says, Diana, you are awesome on movie night. Okay, I'm going to turn that one around on you, and I'm going to say, oh, thanks a lot. But you mean I'm not awesome any other time? What the hell? Oh, or as they say in the old country, they say, let's see. No, I'm not doing it right. Hell. Oh my. Oh no, I know you're not. I know you're not giving a problem to movie night. Yeah, some people like it, some people don't. It's just the way it works. Um, some people drink buttermilk. I can't stand it. I don't know how the hell my ex did it. I assume still does it. But she'd open up a quart of buttermilk and just drink the stuff. And before I knew better, she said, "Yeah, you want some?" I said, "Oh, give it a try. Take a sip." And God, it was so sour. Um, and I definitely decided that I was not a buttermilk fan. I'll cook with it. Yeah, buttermilk bread, for example. Oh man, that's some great stuff. I haven't made some in a hell of a long time. I haven't. So maybe, I hate to say this. Oh man, I hate to hear these words come out of my mouth. When it gets cooler, yeah. When it gets cooler, maybe I'll have to get back into the bread baking. And maybe I can do some buttermilk bread and all that other happy stuff. The other thing, though, is I'm just going to have to get myself into a schedule, maybe where I eat once or twice a week, and then I could have buttermilk bread, because, no, Diana's a little too heavy. When it becomes uncomfortable to bend over and tie your own shoes, that's when you've got a problem. Hey, Linda Nielsen, you should make an all-female movie night. That would be interesting. Oh my word, Mill, I know you've been on movie night. Um, Let me see here. Okay, there's me, there's Jen. Trying to think of other people who could. Well, of course, Karis. I mean, you can't forget Karis. Um, Couple more ladies, and this could work. Could definitely work. Oh, what do we have? Lena puts up something from WebMD, just a short resource for anyone interested. I have some readings saved on my brother's computer. Okay. That sounds, I don't know offhand what that is. I'll follow the link later. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Yeah, it's, okay, Jen likes it. Yeah, we could have two Jens on there. Get things really confused. You guys, yeah, we are party dogs, definitely. Um, Mill, were you listening um, that fateful day, the day that will live in infamy, the movie night where I was doing gin and Dr. Pepper all night? Did were you here? Were you there listening? Oh, oh my God, that was it lives today. You know, they still know what the hell I'm talking about when I talk about gin and Dr. Pepper. It's going to be a while before I do something like that again. Morton, if you do that, who gets to wear the French maid outfit? Oh, geez. Okay, I'll tell you what. Maybe I'll bring out the mower and take care of the leg flora, and I'll take one for the team. You know, and everybody will run away, and movie night will have 0 people watching from that moment on. That will be fun. Yes, it will. Wait a minute. What do you have here? You read what is libs? Oh, that was something. I got myself so smashed I couldn't see straight. It was not quite as bad as you wished. Uh, the one night he was on, and he would. You've heard the phrase, you know, drink someone under the table. You wished was literally under the table. All you could see near the end of the show was his hand reaching up, you know, sort of like the drowning person. That was that was amazing. Oh, there we go. Jen can wear it. Now we're talking. Or we could have a little competition, or each one of us, you know, a little beauty pageant, right? Oh man. So there's what we need. We need Elena on movie night. She can do it. You're crazy enough, right? Oh my. Okay, yeah, you got that. You got that right, Morton. Jen is imaginary. So how could you do it? Oh, okay. Okay, I get it. You're now fun. Oh my, oh my, oh my. It's coming near the top of the hour. Here's what I'm gonna do, kids. While we're at it, okay, how do I want to do this? I know how I want to do this. Oh man, this is gonna be crazy. I am going to go to the other computer, which happens to be my laptop. It's sitting over here on the side. Okay, I am going to do this. I am going to go to the YouTube stuff, the live event. This is why I'm looking away from the camera. I wanted to know if I could do this with the two computers. Oh, Mel's taken off? Oh, man. Absolutely, Mel. Yeah, as soon as I get this stuff figured out over here, and then we can talk and figure out what you want to talk about and have some fun there. Hey, Linda could be a maid. Yeah, why not? Oh, there we go. Now we've got it right. I think that's becoming my another go-to for me. Okay, here we go. Now we're going to do this, and we are going to get this. Okay, and then we're going to copy it. How do you like that? Yeah, if I'm going to do this any length of time, this laptop is going to have to go on my desk next to the screen I've already got up there. But that's okay. Yeah, we can do that. Okay, let's see what we've got. So here's this over here. Oh my, we are going to paste. Yay! And over here we have a link. And that link is to the after show. Because my word, I have filled up an hour. Well, you guys helped. So I am really, really happy about that. Okay, well, you take care, Josiah. Be good and have fun. Wait a minute. Okay, so Lena has stranger outfits. She's crazy enough. Yeah, okay. That's my Lena. Oh my. Okay, Angie. You and Nadine have a heck of a lot of fun over there. And that was one thing that we were supposed to have done. Well, not we. Karis was supposed to have done it. Back when things were a little different, when the movie night personnel was a little different. Karis was going to be doing a story time wherein she read horribly bad erotica and trying to make it good. Yeah, absolutely. Time does fly. Tempest fugit. But as far as that goes, well, thank all of you guys for. I thank all of you guys for helping me out with the experiment here. It's mostly successful. It's pretty good there. Okay, there are 3 waiting in the after show. That sounds good. We've got a few minutes to go yet. We can fill up. So I want to recap a few things. First of all, there is the GoFundMe for Doc Fearsome. Take a look in the description, and you will find a link to the GoFundMe. If you've got a couple bucks and feel like throwing a couple bucks that way, please do. If you don't, or if you can't, please, just tweet out the GoFundMe. Let's see if we can make things a little easier for Doc with those payments. Because $200 a month is enough to set you back. It really is, and not a good thing. I mean, I could never handle something like that. I just don't have it, so I can imagine how that is. Okay, Mr. Shadow Kitty says time for a little catnap. Have a good day, everyone. Well, we will try. We certainly will give it a shot, and Thank you, and have a good cat nap, definitely. Um, okay. So yeah, it's getting to the it's getting close to the top of the hour here. So what we just might do is start to move things over. You got three waiting over there. We'll see what we can do about more. Um, so I am going to I am going to issue my thanks to everyone who is here, everyone who is not here. I mean, you guys make this show, and I'm grateful. I really am. I never thought I'd. I never thought I'd have a show, like this. Didn't think I'd get this far, and it's all because of you guys. So I am going to then say, thanks a lot, troops. See you on the other side.